This is Bob Rakes with highlights of the 8K Association Monitor Newsletter, issue 98. The 8K Association organised a panel at the recent CEDIA Expo in Denver to highlight the role of 8K in developing the immersion and engagement of TV and movie viewers. Speakers in the panel were from Samsung, IMAX, Pixar and Sphere, who are all working on 8K or above. We have a link to the full panel discussion, but I've also captured the highlights in an article that emphasises how content creators really like to capture, render and scan in 8K to maximise the lifetime and range of different distribution channels for their stories. Des Carey of Samsung also said, after his experience of watching the Olympics in 8K, if you haven't seen sports in true 8K, you really don't understand what you're missing. One of the big stories in technology recently was the launch of the Apple M3 chip in its MacBook Pro and iMac models. The Apple M series chips have dedicated processing areas for video processing, which makes them very popular with media production teams. Regular readers may remember that last year, NHK of Japan, a pioneer of 8K, explained to us that you really don't need exotic technology to process and edit 8K these days. The firm told us that it uses MacBook Pro models in its edit suites for 8K. When it launched the M2 based Mac Studio range, Apple highlighted that the systems could support the playback of 22 simultaneous ProRes 8K streams. In the new M3 chips, Apple has upgraded the media engine again to now include hardware support for the AV1 codec, and said in its presentation that editing multiple 8K streams in Adobe Premiere is now easy. There is a theme this month of hardware barriers to 8K continuing to come down, and the Wi-Fi Alliance has announced that it'll start certifying Wi-Fi 7 devices in the first quarter of 2024. As usual with a new version of Wi-Fi, speeds go up and there's support for up to 10 gigabits per second in Wi-Fi 7, more even than the current state-of-the-art for broadband of up to 8 gigabits per second in some lucky geographies. The Alliance highlighted that the high speed of Wi-Fi 7, which allows data to be sent simultaneously over all three wave bands, among other advances, will allow flawless 8K streaming. BZB Gear is a maker of a wide range of different 8K products, including switches, cables and an 8K signal tester and generator that it showed with the 8K Association at the recent CEDIA Expo. In our article, we dig into the big change for installers that is offered by Fibre and the new HDMI active optical cables, or AOC cables, in making sure that installations are future-proof. Fibre has got much cheaper and easier to terminate, and that's fueling a move away from copper. The firm also told us that it's working on an 8K PTZ camera, although the optics have proved a real challenge in this application. Unfortunately, there's no Moore's law for optics, so progress can be slower than for the chips. One of the growing application areas for 8K and above content is in out-of-home immersive experiences, such as Outernet in London that we reported on in August. The latest of these experiences is the spectacular $2.3 billion Sphere in Las Vegas. In issue 98, we report on some of the display technology used to show the huge 16K by 16K images. The level of immersion of the display is so compelling that U2 complained that they had to work really hard to keep attention on the band rather than on the display. We have been in contact with the Sphere and are planning to bring a detailed dive into the installation and the camera developed by the firm soon. Watch out for that. So this is Bob Rakes with issue 98 of the 8K Association Monitor Newsletter.